Shalom, family. This video is a part of the marriage series, and I'm going to be talking to you brothers out there about taking the shackles off your helpmate.
Yes.
Okay? She's your helpmate. Yeah, I gave her to be a woman doing anything. And so we're going to talk about now. We mentioned this before that we were going to talk to you all about the pallet racks. There's a story governing these pallet racks that we purchased that I think is very important because it helped me to really see some things, because me and my wife, we've done a lot of things over the years, and from business to investing to just doing a lot of different. My wife is very smart and very brilliant in understanding. I'm gonna listen to her on some things because she may be giving me the key to some things. You know, I don't want to throw my key away. Here she got a key. Here, honey, here's the key, and I'm throwing it away. So we're gonna talk about this pallet rack thing.
And so I wanted to interject really quick and say that, the shackles, early on in our marriage, we talked about this in the marriage series,
Yes.
to where I felt like I had some shackles on me.
Yep.
And when you are a certain type of woman, that can really weigh on you. So we're going to
Yes.
talk about these pallet racks.
Yes. These pallet racks. These pallet racks you see in here are what's left from the ones that we've used
The
already.
remnants, yes.
Yeah, these are the remnants. Okay. And a pallet rack is basically a shelving system, and these are commercial pallet racks.
Yes.
Okay.
And so as you see on the screen here, this little section is
Yeah.
$2,400. Okay,
Yes.
and it's 13 weeks to ship, right? $2,400 for this one
Yes.
section
Yes.
of pallet racks.
And this is 12 in width, in length, and it's 12 feet high, and it has 3 shelves. Okay. Now, we purchased some pallet racks. I'm gonna tell you about these pallet racks, right? Now, my wife came to me about 6 years ago, and these are some what we did with some of the pallet racks that we have.
I use some in the garden area.
That's right.
So that we're using them as shelves. We're going to get into the price too. We just
Yes.
kind of wanted to, since these are showing right now. I did a video on this earlier this year. When I was looking for garden shelving to purchase,
Yes.
I said, man, baby, it looked just like the pallet racks we got.
Yeah.
For one section.
Yes.
These were garden racks that I was looking at. One section was almost $1,000. Now, but these are pallet racks in which we showed you one section is $2,400. And so
Right.
there's a difference in the grade. These are heavy as I don't know what.
Right.
I'm not sure what the garden racks that look similar. I'm not sure if they probably aren't as heavy duty as these,
Right.
but they still wanted a lot of money for one section, and theirs was only an 8-foot section for almost $1,000.
Yes.
And we have sections, and we'll get into the price in a moment, but this is
Yes.
just one area.
Yes.
We bought a ton of them, so this is just one area where we were able to use them. And I'm trying to do staying organized with our plantings,
Yes.
things that we're trying to grow in the garden. This is going to help us in the furthering of our giving ministry as well.
Yes.
We'll talk about it at a later date, but a lot of the things that we grow, sometimes we don't get a chance to always transplant all of it, so I like to give it
Yes.
away.
Yes.
So anyone who's doesn't have a green thumb or whatever, here's a cup. It's already ready. The seedling's already sprouted. All you got to do
Yes.
is plant it.
Yeah, these pallet racks, let me tell you, okay, when my wife first came to me about these pallet racks, we came across someone that had a bunch of them, and they were letting them go. And they were like, and my wife was like, yeah, I want to get all these pallet. I said, pallet racks, what for? And she's like, I just want to get them, we get a good price on them, and I just want to, I said, get them for what though? I just couldn't. She was like, well, he was selling them as scaffolding, like you could stand on them, put the wood across and stand on them.
Yeah.
And
so that was part of my motivation.
That was part of her motivation.
One time we, in our old house, the ceilings were 12 feet tall. So I remember my husband used to be up on these ladders trying to do stuff to the ceiling. Stepped and came. He didn't fall. He caught himself, but he kind of hit hard
Yeah.
coming down. And so I said, I got to get a safer way for him to be able to do things.
Yeah.
And so when I saw, I don't remember if it was Facebook Marketplace at the no, we drove by.
Oh yeah.
Thing. I said, I want to get some of that for my husband.
Yeah.
And we were only intending to get one section, but when we got there and we saw all of this that the guy had, I was like, can we get all of it?
Yeah. So we brought so many pallet racks, and let me tell you, I was like, yeah, okay, we get something for a scaffolding. I said, but we don't need all of these pallet racks. And she's like, let's just get them. You know, it's a good price. Look at the price. A good deal, you know. And let's tell them the deal.
Okay. So we bought, oh my goodness, I don't know how many sections. This is just a little bit of it you all are looking at right here. We spent $1,100 for, y'all gonna, we're
probably
gonna
about
show
16 to
17
or more
sections.
Sections, yeah. All of it, right?
For all of it.
For all of it.
So as you section of the commercial grade pallet racks was $24, and so we spent $1,100 total
for close
for
to 30,
17 sections.
Yeah, for close to $30,000 worth of pallet racks.
Yes.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
And so
now,
we
of
got
course,
them.
this was years ago.
Yeah.
This was years ago. It was sitting in this guy's warehouse, and he had money just dripping out of his ears.
Yeah.
So he gave us deals on a whole lot of other stuff too.
Yes.
Gardening things at the time.
Yeah.
We just got a number of things from him. But again, he had money dripping out of his ears. I'll give it all to you for $1,100. I said sold to the lady in black.
And I was like, but what we gonna do with them, right? So, but let me tell you though, we took those pallet racks back to the house, and they just sat on the side of the house, stacked up, just all this metal
for years.
Just stacked, and it stayed there for years. And then one day, my wife said, well, maybe we could take those pallet racks and make a greenhouse with it. I said, a greenhouse with pallet racks? And I said, look how tall, these 12 feet tall greenhouse.
I said, well, can't we cut them down?
Yeah. If I cut that, and I went and got this metal, and I actually just Sawzall actually cut it. Mm-hmm. So we ended up doing a greenhouse. But let me show you something here, though, right?
Here's some more.
Now, those pallet racks, I never thought I would ever use them for anything, but they have come in handy for all of this wood that I have now in this barn. I have all this wood. It's perfect for storing all my wood and other things that we have in boxes, and to try to keep things a little organized. And I'm telling you, and I'm so thankful that I hearkened to my wife and went in on and got those pallet racks. And even though they set up for years, on the day in the future, we were going to need these pallet racks. And y'all knows we would have had to spend, we wouldn't have spent that much money for no pallet racks. There's no way we'd have been able to afford it.
When I heard that price, I said, baby, you can't beat that with a bat.
Yes.
you can't beat that price with a bat.
Absolutely.
So can we get them, please?
Yes.
I had to convince him. And here's another section of pallet racks. This is totally different. This is, we started on a chicken coop. Yep. A rather large chicken coop. So we're not done with it yet. We have some work to do on it.
We're going to put some shelves in there so the birds can hop up there. And
they already hopping up there, just sitting on what's there. Yeah. But as you see, these were more cut down sections right here that we were able to use for the chicken coop, because we needed them to have some shelter, and so we're going to close off the back and everything. But as you see, we've got multiple uses out of these pallet racks. Again, I would say about 6 years ago we bought these for $1,100, and we couldn't rebuy this stuff at that price. We could not rebuy it at that price. As a matter of fact, I have been looking them up just out of curiosity. I would say about a year ago I looked some up, and there was someone selling one section for $1,100.
You hear that? So
about $1,000. No, they were selling for $1,200 for one section.
For one section, $1,200 for one section. And here and this is now. We still can't. That's used in most cases.
Right, they were used.
And so I look at what we got, and I say, man, Father, I am so thankful, because sometimes our wives, especially like my wife is she's one of those women who She has an entrepreneur spirit.
Mine is always
Her
working.
mind is always working, exactly. And she's always coming up with these ideas and let's do this here, let's try this here, let's do. And so I'll be sitting, you know.
Well, at first it took a lot of convincing.
Yeah.
I mean, early
Yeah.
on, we talked about this whole Yahoo was one of those I'm the man type.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him a brute beast. He wasn't like that, but he was mean sometimes.
Yeah.
And it was like, can you at least hear me out first?
Yeah.
So this is what happens when you have a wife who wants to be a helpmate, but she's tension and frustration because every woman isn't meant to be on her back. Women are happy to be that, but there are some women who are like, I got some thoughts, I got some ideas. Can we try this? Can we explore that? Can you let me be a virtuous woman? Because the scripture says that the virtuous woman, she considers a field and she buys it. The scripture also says that she goes into the marketplace and she sells her goods. Can you at least let me try to be that virtuous woman?
Yeah.
And so when you have a virtuous woman who goes along those lines and she feels shackled, it creates a very, very
It did.
Yes, it did.
When we first got
when
married.
we first got married.
Yeah, it was kind of stressful, and I could tell she was, and the thing is, the Most High had to let me bump my head a few times. Okay, bump my head here, bump my head there, and it was and my wife would be telling me not to do something or not to go in a certain direction, and I'm not kidding. My wife would be there to say, "Then I told you."
Well,
She wouldn't say it like that.
I was never the I told you type.
She wouldn't say it like that, but that's how I would feel it.
Right.
I would feel like whenever something bad would go, I would look over at her and I'd play it off, and I'd be looking over and I'd say, "Man, I just messed up."
But see, and so that's where you get that from.
Yeah.
I would never open say, "I told you."
Right.
I don't do that, but I would have a look on my face like,
Yeah. And so
maybe that was a little worse than I told you. Huh?
It was to the point where I was like, man, I should have listened to it. Got to the point where I said, okay. Yeah, she got some of these things, And so I started listening, and I'm going to tell you, it's been amazing because there's so many. Because I was able to hearken to my helpmate, because my helpmate had these nice ideas and about doing this and doing that and buying this and buying that and it's been awesome. And so I just want to encourage you brothers out there that if you got a woman that wants to be a virtuous woman and she's like, please just let me go, let me do this thing,
Take the shackles
off.
Can't
help you if her hands tied, right? I just help you.
That's right. That's right. Now, we are not saying...
Yeah, pay attention.
We are not saying that if your woman or your wife wants to just go out and just blow money on anything.
Right.
I mean, of course, there were moments when I had ideas that Yahoo just wasn't budging on. And we shared that with you all before, where there was a particular house that I wanted to buy when we were real estate investors. Yeah. And it required so much work. And the area that it was in was not worth it. Okay. Now it probably would have been worth it, but because of where it was in this specific area of Detroit, I think it was near Dexter or somewhere. Yeah. It was a brick house, but the foundation was messed up. Yeah. And we were not real familiar with doing that type of work. And so, when my husband just laid it out there, he said, "Well, this is what they want for it. This is what the estimated cost for. This is what we can possibly rent it for," because it was a 2-flat. Yeah. He said, "It's not worth it." And he said, "We ain't getting this one." And you know what? Yeah. It was that simple. Yeah. Because when he threw all intend about. Yeah. Nothing at all. And so there are situations where when the man speaks, that's it.
That's right.
That's it. And I'm going to say wise enough to know when that time is. When my husband says no on a specific thing and we talk it out. Right. Right? I'm like, hey, you know what, you're right. Yeah. I can't argue. I mean, I can sit here and try to convince myself all I want that, this 2-family flat ain't gonna be that bad. The other day I said, you know what, he is absolutely right. The comparables are not working. The LTV value just is the numbers right? Yeah. But when you have a woman who is trying to go out and blow money on frivolous things, of course, we're not saying to let that woman do what she wants to do.
Right. We're not saying don't misinterpret this message.
Right.
What we're saying is, if you have a woman that's a wise woman, she's a virtuous woman, and why Shackles woman is wise in business, right? Why shut her? Why muzzle her? Exactly. Yes. So, and if she has abilities to do things and to help you out, why tie her arms? Is all we're saying. Right. Now we're not saying let her just go free and buck wild and do whatever the heck she want to do. We're not saying that.
No,
so
not
don't
at
come
all.
at us. Some people will come right at us when they see the title of this.
Right.
You know, and all I'm saying is that you need to unshackle them, give her a chance to show you what she can do for you, because she can. I'm gonna tell you something. I'll never forget one day when we were having a real estate meeting at this restaurant, and I had these two business guys that were into real estate, and my wife's knowledge guys away. This guy sat there. He said, "Man, I was just wondering if we could just hire your wife." And it was like, "Oh man, if we could just hire her, you know, we would hire." I said, "No, she works for me. This is what she does for me." And I'm not kidding you. Let me tell you something. It would be incredible, some of the things that we've done in business, because I sat there and I said, "You know what, baby, you know what's going on with this here, you know, and this is what we need to do, and this is where we need to go." And she would find properties and just all kinds of things. The Most High would open doors up because I would let her go to do her on those things. You know what I'm saying? You know? Take them shackles off of her.
Take the shackles off.
Yeah.
And, you know, I want to encourage my sisters who have dreams and ambitions and skills and knowledge and things of that nature. If you feel like you have shackles, just go to the Most High in prayer.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do. It wasn't easy at first.
Yeah.
But I went to my father in prayer, and all he did was just talk to my husband.
Yeah.
You know, he talked to my husband, and you know, we were able to reason together, because that's all that I asked. I said, "Come, let us reason together."
Yeah.
That's all that any woman can ask, because at the end of the day, once you're married to someone, you know, if you're not into divorce and things of that nature, then something's going to have to give. And so I thank the Most High that, you know, it was through prayer, and it was through supplication that, you know, the Most High was able to cause us to be able to talk and to be able to reason with one another.
He had to bump my head a few times too. I just gotta keep real. He had to let me bump here, bump there, and make me say. I never forget the time when we were doing some decorating to the living room. She wanted to do the walls orange.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "I want the orange walls. You know, I want the orange." And she was like, "Can't I just? I'm telling you, you're gonna love it when I'm done." And I said, "I can't see myself loving the orange walls.
Orange and black.
Orange and black, yeah." And I just fought that thing, and then I'll never forget when I went out on the porch and I started praying and talking to Yah about it. I heard just as clear as day, "Let that woman paint that house." Almost like you shouldn't be concerning yourself with that. I got more important things for you, and you concerning yourself with the house. She don't decorate the house, and it was almost like I was like, "Let her decorate the house." And so I did, and I wish I could show the image, but
we actually showed it in one of our other videos.
Yeah.
Somebody who came there thought that a designer.
Yeah, like we hired a designer. Yeah.
Yes, and so again, brothers, wives, women, reason together.
Yes.
I mean, that's the best way. Be at each other's throats over something so precious.
Yes.
You know, a marriage is very precious.
Yes.
And it can only be that way if the parties involved
Yes, absolutely
are willing to go the extra mile.
Let me tell you, brothers, if you Most High bless you with a beautiful helpmate. I'm gonna tell you something. It's like having two. what I'm saying here? Mm-hmm. My wife knows as much as I know in a lot of the things that we do. Okay, dealing with the firm, dealing with just business and other things. And so she probably understands more in as far as it relates to business than I do. And so it's nice to have a helpmate that can handle some of these things. I feel like it's two of us. You know what I mean? That we're covering more ground when it's two of you. Mm-hmm. But if it's one of you, you ain't gonna cover much ground.
Right.
You ain't gonna get done. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because of this and because of that. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of you brothers out there, now if you got male friends that come by and they help you with this and help you with it. My wife, she can just stay in the kitchen. I got friends that come by and help me with well then that's you, right? Mm-hmm. But me, my life has been a little different. Mm-hmm. Okay, I love the help that my wife gave me. When we were working in real estate years ago, I didn't have a lot of people that I can call on and say, hey, come help me out at this property. My wife would be right there with me. Sometimes I could do some plastering. I could do this. With half the work that we were doing in these homes that we were repairing, mm-hmm. You know, and then eventually I was able to hire some guys, you know, to help out or whatever. But other than that, I'm telling you, don't shackle your wife. She's there to help you.
In another video, we're going to talk about this greenhouse. We're not done with it yet. It's a work in progress.
Yes.
But even that was, you know, an amazing gift. We're going to talk about how it all came together, and yes. You know, that's a whole other video though. And, you know, I just want to thank the Most High for this opportunity to come before you and encourage wives
yes.
to be a proper helpmate. Okay?
That's right.
Of course, you want to respect your husband, and, you know, but if you feel shackled, you say, look, baby, we got to talk. We got to yes. talk. And if he ain't trying to hear you, you go talk to your father.
Yeah, that's
go
right.
talk to Abba Yah.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I did.
Yeah, absolutely. Hallelujah. Absolutely. Well, we want you all to be blessed, and I just hope you brothers understand where I'm coming from with this, and give that woman a chance. Give that wife, that helpmate, a chance to be a helpmate. Mm-hmm. You know, quit putting shackles on her where she can't help you.
And think about this. We spent $1,100 for some pallet racks that if we were to try to buy them today would cost us close to $30,000.
Yeah.
I'm still tripping out over that, y'all.
Yeah, and you know what? and guess what? Every day, a lot of times we would go out there and chop wood or whatever, and the pallet racks would be sitting there all in the way, and I look at them, and I used to say, you know, man, and every now and then I would complain about them things, you know, big old pallet rack. I don't know what we brought them things. Why? Boy, I'm so thankful.
We sell them. We could just. We ain't trying to do that because we're making some good use out of them. But again, it would have been a good investment.
It would have been. So again, take the shackles off your wife, brothers. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Shalom.
Shalom.